Let's start with Home Depot. So Home Depot is the biggest, largest US corporation in this space. It really invented the whole big box retailing. The concept, if you go to a builder's warehouse now and you think, wow, this was a clever idea. Well, the reality is they just copied that idea from Home Depot. They compete with Lowe's and a bunch of other players in that market. And of course, they have the usual hardware stores and all the rest of it. Market capitalization, let me see what that might be. There is a machine which runs in the background here, which I'm supposed to read that from. Thank you very much. There it is. That took a while. $158.56 billion worth of market capitalization. So that's pretty sizable. Price to earnings ratio 20.75. That's on the strength of their more recent results, because of course US companies come out with results quarterly. Dividend yield has perked up a little bit of a dividend hike. Well, actually it's more the share price has settled back a little bit, 2.15%.
Which helps,
So, I mean, this is a big player in continental US. They do have some international operations, but pretty handsome performer. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, to put it in context, $158 billion is more than 2 trillion rand. It's the size of AB and InBev. So massive company, been around since the 70s. And as you say, this big box format has really worked for them. And it's kind of part of the American culture now that we're starting to import to our shores in the mass market.
They're kind of like destination stores almost, you know. In a way, people like going on a Sunday, if you like that sort of thing, to the builder's warehouse. You can stroll around.
Absolutely.
Check out the screwdrivers, maybe buy a kilo of nails, check out the paint mixing machine. You know, it's like an outing.
Yeah,
Go to the garden section, because it's the whole thing. And then out the back, you've got the more contractor-oriented type stuff going on, which of course is where smaller, bucky builder type people are busy being filled up.
Farmers as well, all of them come into buy. So, you know, it caters for a wide audience variety, from the, you know, the weekend warriors to the professionals.
Weekend warriors, I like that. Let's have a look at the share price, because when I say it's come off a bit, it hasn't really come off a lot. I mean, this is a very handsome performance. And really what it's doing there is, remember, 2008, 2009, everyone was in an absolute state. Then in 2011, the market went sideways. But from 2012, the economy started to fire up. People started renovating their homes, spending a little bit more money, buying and then fixing and so on and so forth. And then you just see that thing's taken off brilliantly from $50 right up to $128. The all-time high is 139. So what is this? There's a little bit of a upward trend right at the end there, which is probably because it's had a bit of a post-Trump election rally, but not a lot, right? This is not seen
massively.
as... If you, the people building the wall between the US and Mexico aren't going to be doing it.
They're not buying there.
That's going to be a contractor.
Yes.
And that's probably not going to happen at all. And if someone's building the interstate highways because there's an infrastructure spend, this is not there either.
Correct.
Okay, so hot or not, what do you think?
So look, I mean, the growth on this company, the size of this company has been astounding. You saw there was one-way traffic there. I really like what it does. I mean, great company. I just think any weakness is an opportunity to accumulate in it. Would I be buying it at the moment? I'd probably be holding or waiting for a better entry.
I do have one more question, just looking at my notes. So they're big in Mexico, they're big in Canada and in the USA. They've got 12 stores, which they kind of tried, and then they shut down in China. In the UK, they've got none. They've got some action going on in Chile and Brazil, so that's South America. But they haven't really internationalized the model all that well, which is, I guess, why local players like here in Africa, you've got to build this warehouse type thing. So is that an opportunity, or do you think this is a company that hasn't really shown itself keen to expand aggressively?
I think so. I think it's lip service, right? You know, if you look at the scale of the group, I mean, they've got 2,200 stores, a handful here and there is not going to be material for it. I think they know what they do. They've captured that market effectively. That's where the profits come from.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go hot on this because I like the theme and I generally think it's a good company and we've got a couple of clients that own them. I like its dividend yield. Its management team looks good to me. Atlanta, Georgia is a great place to have a head office, etc.
Why not?
Okay, good. So we'll note your...
Yeah, I'm going to go not hot. I love the company. I just think, if you get a better entry price, I'm happy.
It's a little fully valued. Right.